Hi Nana. Today we will start a new lesson, atomic structure and chemical bonding. Okay, so we will start from the question number 1. So what is the question number 1? An atom is made of charged particles called protons and electrons. Why is atom uncharged? That means though atom is having charged particles, what are the charged particles in the atom? Protons and electrons. Though charged particles are present in the atom, but still that atom is called as uncharged. What is the reason? So that is the meaning of this question. See how to answer such question? Simple. Actually, in an atom contains equal number of equal number of protons and electrons. That means number of protons is equal to number of electrons. And in an atom number of protons is equal to number of electrons. In an atom, number of protons is equal to number of electrons. That means how many protons are there? Those many electrons are present in an atom. In any atom, whatever atom it may be, there are several types of atoms. Whatever atom you take, in that how many protons are there? Those many number of electrons are present. See, look here. Number of protons means every proton will have one positive charge. So number of protons equal to the number of positive charges. So that means number of positive charges. Positive charges is equal to number of negative charges. Number of negative charges. If positive charges and negative charges are equal in number, what happen? Okay, if positive charges and negative charges they are equal in number, then what happens? The positive charges, the charge of positive charge will be cancelled by the charge of negative charge. Okay, so the positive charge will nullify the negative charge, and the negative charge will nullify the positive charge. In such case, that atom is said to be electrically neutral. That means it neither exhibit a positive charge nor negative charge. An atom is electrically neutral because the number of positive charges is equal to number of negative charges in the atom. Why? Because remember that number of protons is equal to number of electrons always. So every proton will be equal to one positive charge. So those how many protons are there? Those many number of positive charges are there will be there. And how many number of electrons are there? Those many negative charges will be there. So as number of protons and number of electrons are same, so therefore number of positive charges and number of negative charges are also will be same. So as total positive charges number is equal to total negative charges number, so positive charge will try to nullify the negative charge, and negative charge will try to nullify the positive charge. As a whole, what happens? That atom is said to be electrically neutral. What is the meaning of electrically neutral? It neither shows positive charge nor negative charge. Okay, so like this we can answer to this question. Okay, right. So now second question. What is second question? Second question says, in second question there are two sub questions. Sub question A, an atom usually contains 3 particles. An atom usually contain contains 3 particles. An atom usually contains 3 particles. Name the particles. Okay, name the particles. Name the particles and state the charge they carry. And state the charge they carry. And state the charge they carry. Okay, and their relative masses. Okay, and their relative masses. Their relative masses with respect to hydrogen. With respect to hydrogen. With respect to hydrogen. So what is the meaning of this question? See, an atom usually contains 3 particles. So 3 different types of particles generally an atom possesses. What are those 3 different type of particles? So we have to name the particles. So what are the particles? Generally those particles are called as one particle is called as electron. Electrons are one type of particles. Protons, okay, protons and neutrons. So these are the 3 different types of particles present in an atom. Okay, see, if you see these particles, electrons, so so we have to name the particles and state what we have to state, the charge they carry. Okay, and their relative masses with respect to hydrogen. So first of all we will see what is the charge of these particles. What is the charge of these particles? See, electron. What is the charge of electron? It is 1 unit of, or else it is simply we can say that -1 elementary charge. The charge of electron is -1 elementary charge. Elementary charge. Okay, so -1 elementary charge unit. So every electron will have 1 unit, -1 unit. That means -1 charge. Every electron will have -1 charge. If there are 2 electrons, then it will be having -2 charges. Those 2 electrons together. Okay, so every electron will have the charge is said to be elementary charge unit. So -1 elementary charge unit, or else simply -1 charge. Simply we can call it as -1 charge also. Okay, -1 charge. Instead of calling elementary charge unit, simply -1 unit of charge. -1 unit of charge. And proton will have +1 elementary charge unit. +1 elementary charge unit. The charge of proton is said to be +1 elementary charge unit. Okay, the charge is -1 elementary charge unit and +1 elementary charge unit. Or else simply we can call it as +1 charge, +1 unit charge, -1 unit charge, +1 unit charge, +1 unit charge. See, neutrons are chargeless particles. They does not have any charge. They have no electric charge. Neutrons are said to be chargeless particles. That means they do not have any charge. Okay, right. So this is about charges. So we have stated the charge of these 3 particles. Now what we have to do? We have to state the relative masses with respect to hydrogen. What is the meaning of relative mass with respect to hydrogen? That means if you compare the mass of hydrogen with these particles, or else if you compare the mass of these particles with hydrogen, so how their mass will be? Let us see. See, if you take one electron, the mass of one electron will be equal to, so its mass, electron mass will be equal to electron's mass. Simply I'll write E. So E minus means electron. Electron mass is equal to 1 by 1837. 1 by 1837th part of hydrogen mass. Mass of one single hydrogen atom if you take. So okay, in that mass of one single atom of hydrogen, if you make 1837 parts, if the mass of single atom of hydrogen, if it is made into if it is divided into 1837 parts, then one part out of 1837, parts will be equal to the mass of electron. Okay, that means if you divide hydrogen atom, if you divide the mass of hydrogen atom into 1837 parts, okay, every one part mass equal to the mass of one electron. Or else simply we can say like this: the mass of electron is equal to 1 by 1837th of 1 by 1837 times of hydrogen times of mass of hydrogen atom. Mass of hydrogen atom. If you take mass of single hydrogen atom, so if you divide that mass of single hydrogen atom into 1837, then 1837 parts, then every part will be equal to 1 electron. Or else we can say like this: 1837 electrons together, the mass of 1837 electrons equal to mass of one hydrogen atom. So we can say like this also: the mass of these many electrons. How many? These many electrons is equal to the mass of these many electrons equal to mass of one single atom of hydrogen. Okay, or else we can say like this also: mass of electron is equal 1 by 1837 times of mass of hydrogen atom. So both of them will give the same meaning. Okay, so if you see the value of this one, it will be nearly equal to 0.0005. Okay, so the value of this one will be nearly equal to 0.0005 times of mass of hydrogen atom. Okay, see, generally mass of one hydrogen atom, it is generally it is considered as one atomic mass unit. One atomic mass unit. It is nearly equal to one atomic mass unit. So the mass of one hydrogen atom is nearly considered as one atomic mass unit. Simply we can call it as 1 AMU, one atomic mass unit, or else simply we can call it as 1 AMU. Okay, right. See, if you compare the mass of electron with mass of hydrogen atom, that means then it is said to be relative mass of electron with respect to hydrogen atom. Okay, relative means comparison. So what is compared? Mass. Mass of electron is compared with hydrogen. So when mass of electron is compared with hydrogen, so we will get like this. That means the mass of these many electrons equal to mass of one single hydrogen atom. Or else every electron mass equal to 1 by 1837 times of mass of single atom of hydrogen. Okay, like this. If you see the mass of proton, every proton, okay, so mass of one proton is equal to, so the mass of one proton is equal to mass of one hydrogen atom. Okay, proton mass equal to mass of one single hydrogen atom. Okay, nearly equal to mass of one single hydrogen atom. Okay, mass of proton is equal to mass of one hydrogen atom as one mass of one hydrogen atom is equal to 1 atomic mass unit. Therefore, mass of one proton is also said to be equal to 1 atomic mass unit. So we can say like this also. Mass of proton is equal to mass of one hydrogen atom, which is also equal to 1 atomic mass unit. Atomic mass unit. Okay, right? Because mass of hydrogen atom already, we have learnt it as scientist has given this this value, okay, as 1 atomic mass unit. And even neutron, the mass of one neutron is almost equal to mass of one hydrogen atom. Okay, so mass of a neutron is almost equal to mass of single hydrogen atom. So like how the mass of proton is equal to mass of single hydrogen atom, even the mass of neutron is also nearly equal to mass of single hydrogen atom. Generally, if you compare these two particles, if you compare the protons with neutrons, the neutrons will be slightly heavier. The neutrons will be very slightly heavier than proton. But in general, we will consider that the mass of proton is almost equal to mass of neutron. Okay, mass of proton is almost equal to mass of neutron. In general, generally we have to consider like that. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. In the second question, there is another part. So what is the other part? So in the second question, the second part is what? Which element contains only which element contains only two of these types of particles. These types of particles, okay, in its atom. That means atom of which element contains only two types of particles. Altogether, in general, an atom is said to be having three different types of particles, but only one atom, atom of only one element. So altogether there are how many elements? 118 elements. Out of 118 elements, only one element, okay, the atom of this particular element will have will not have these three particles. It contains only two particles. What is that atom? So hydrogen. So that atom is nothing but hydrogen. So answer to this question is hydrogen, because this hydrogen contains one proton and one electron only. So it contains zero neutrons. That means neutrons are not present in hydrogen atom. Okay, the atom of element hydrogen. The atom of element hydrogen contains only one proton and one electron. So it does not have any neutron. Okay, so like this we can answer to this question. Next, what is the third question? What is the third question? Third question. What is meant by the following statements? What is meant by the following statement? That means there are some statements given, so we have to explain the meaning of those statements. So statement 1, statement A, atomic number of calcium is 20. Atomic number of calcium is 20. So what is the meaning of this one? So here atomic number, what is the meaning of atomic number? Atomic number is nothing but, atomic number generally it is denoted with the atomic number, it is denoted with the Z, capital Z, okay, and which is equal to the total number of protons present in the nucleus. Okay, it is equal to the total number of protons present in the nucleus, nucleus. Okay, the total number of protons present in the nucleus. So every proton will have what? 1 unit of positive charge. Okay, so which atomic number, we can call it as the number of positive charges, present in an atom is also called as atomic number. The number of positive charges, because every proton is equal to 1 positive charge. So there are positive charges. There are as many positive charges as the number of protons are present. Okay. Hence, the number of positive charges, positive elementary charges, or else simply positive elementary charges, we can call it as positive elementary charges, or else simply we may call it as positive charges also. Okay, so there are so here in calcium, so atomic number of calcium is 20. So that means atomic number of calcium is 20 means, what is the meaning of this one? The total number of atomic number, when atomic number is 20, when atomic number is equal to 20, then the total number of protons present in the nucleus of calcium will be equal to 20 only, because atomic number is 20 means the total number of protons present in the nucleus of calcium atom, okay, nucleus of calcium atom will be equal to 20. At the same time, the number of positive charges present in a calcium atom, okay, will be equal to 20. Okay, and we can say like this also. There are as many electrons, there are those many electrons. The number of, or simply we can call it like this: the number of electrons will be equal to the number of protons in an atom. So that means as the number of protons is 20, so therefore the number of electrons, see, remember, where does these protons are present and where does the electrons are present? Protons are present inside the nucleus, whereas electrons revolve around the nucleus. The number of electrons revolving around the nucleus, okay, nucleus is called as atomic number. The number of electrons revolving around the nucleus is also called as atomic number. Okay, so like this. So that means in calcium atom, the number of electrons revolving around the nucleus of calcium atom, okay, so is equal to 20. So if the meaning of atomic number of calcium is 20 means, so the number of electrons revolving around the nucleus of calcium atom is 20. or else the number of positive charges present in the calcium atom in the nucleus, particularly in the nucleus where positive charges are present. Positive charges present in the nucleus, of calcium atom. Okay, so is 20, or else the total number of protons present in the nucleus of calcium atom is 20. So that is the meaning of atomic number of calcium is 20. That means there are 20 protons in the nucleus, or 20 positive charges in the nucleus, or 20 electrons revolving around the nucleus in the calcium atom. So that is why the atomic number of calcium is called as it is said to be 20. Right. Next B. So in the same question, part B is there. Part B, sub question B is there. So what is the sub question B? Mass number of calcium is 40. Mass number of calcium is 40. So what is the meaning of this one? What is the meaning of the following statements? So what is the meaning of this statement? So according to this statement, see, what is the mass? Generally, mass of an atom. Mass of an atom is nothing but the total number of positive charges and atomic mass, or else mass number. Mass number of, generally, mass number in general we'll call it as atomic mass also. Atomic mass. Mass number is generally called as atomic mass, which is equal to sum of protons and neutrons. The sum of protons and neutrons is nothing but equal to mass number, or else it is also called as atomic mass, and it is denoted with the capital A. It is denoted with a capital A. See, always remember that the mass of one proton is almost equal to mass of one neutron. Okay, mass of proton is almost equal to mass of one neutron, which is equal to 1 atomic mass unit. Already we have seen in our previous answer. So mass of proton or else mass of neutron will be almost equal to mass of hydrogen atom, and already we learnt that mass of hydrogen atom is 1 AMU. Okay, so here 1 AMU means 1 unit. So it means total number of protons and neutrons are 40 in the nucleus of calcium. So that means sum of protons and neutrons. So as calcium, mass number of calcium is 40. That means, so this value is called how much? So mass number A is equal to 40. So what is the meaning of this one? So it means sum of protons and neutrons in calcium atom is 40. The sum of protons and neutrons in calcium is 40. Okay, the total number of protons and neutrons are 40 in nucleus of calcium atom. See, always remember that protons and neutrons, they are present inside the nucleus of an atom. But electrons are not present inside the nucleus. They are present outside of the nucleus. Okay. So like this we can say, sum of protons and neutrons is in calcium atom. Sum of protons and neutrons in calcium atom is 40. Hence its mass number is said to be 40. So mass number of calcium is 40. What is the meaning of this statement? Mass number of calcium is 40 means the sum of protons and neutrons. That means the total number of protons and neutrons, okay, together will be equal to 40. Okay, so that means 40 means 40 AMU. 40 means 40 atomic mass units. 40 atomic mass units. So simply we will mention it as 40. Okay, so the meaning of this one is 40 AMU, atomic mass units. Okay, so the mass of protons equal to 1 AMU, and even mass of neutron is also equal to 1 AMU. So if you add the mass of protons and mass of neutrons, or else if you add the sum of number of protons and number of neutrons, okay, the mass of proton is considered as 1 AMU and mass of neutron is also 1 AMU. So here almost if you add the sum of protons and neutrons, then you will get some value. So that is nothing but atomic mass. Simply we can write like this: A is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. Atomic mass. A means atomic mass. Atomic mass is equal to number of protons, total number of protons plus total number of neutrons. That means sum of protons and neutrons is equal to mass number, or else atomic mass. Right? See, protons and neutrons, they are always present in the nucleus. They are not present outside of the nucleus. They do not present outside of the nucleus. They are always present inside the nucleus of an atom. Okay. So like this we can answer to the third question. So now we will learn answer to the fourth question. What is meant by the statement that atomic number of sodium is 11? What is meant by the statement that atomic number of sodium is 11? Atomic number of sodium is 11. See, already we have learnt a third answer. In the same way, even the fourth answer can be answered. So what is the answer for this question? Atomic number. Generally atomic number, it is denoted with Z, is equal to number of protons present in the nucleus, number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. Okay, so as atomic number of sodium is 11, so it indicates what? So in sodium atom, therefore as atomic number of sodium is 11. Okay, as atomic number of sodium is 11, therefore it contains what? It contains 11 protons. 11 protons in its nucleus, or else therefore it contains 11 elementary positive charges, 11 positive charges, or else 11 elementary positive charges in its nucleus, or else it contain 11 electrons revolving around the nucleus. So like this, the atomic number of sodium means we can state like this. Okay, that means there are 11 protons in the nucleus of sodium. The total elementary charges are 11 units of positive charges, or else we can say that 11 positive charges in its nucleus, and the total number of electrons revolving around the nucleus of sodium is 11. That means Here it means sodium atom. Sodium atom contains 11 electrons revolving around its nucleus. See, generally an atom is said to be spherical in shape. So inside the atom, in the center, there is a nucleus. Okay, inside the nucleus there are protons and neutrons. Whereas outside of the nucleus, what happens? There are orbits. Outside of the nucleus there are orbits, and in these orbits electrons are present. Outside of the nucleus. So this portion is said to be nucleus. The central portion of atom is said to be nucleus. Inside the nucleus, protons and neutrons are present, whereas electrons are present outside of the nucleus. Okay. So like this, you can answer to this question. So we will learn the other answers in the next video.